Job was a good man, a righteous man. He was blessed. He had it all: wealth, family, and faith. Job's life was a testament to God's favor. His flocks were vast, his children were many, and his heart was full of love for the Almighty. Job's piety was unwavering. He offered sacrifices, praised the Lord, and lived a life that was pleasing in the eyes of God. But in the heavens, a challenge was issued. The adversary, the accuser, questioned Job's devotion. He approached the divine court with a challenge, casting doubt on the sincerity of Job's faith. The celestial assembly watched with bated breath as the adversary laid out his case, his words dripping with skepticism and disdain. He insinuated that Job's piety was rooted in his comfort, suggesting that his loyalty was merely a product of his prosperity and blessings. The adversary's voice was filled with a cunning edge, as he painted a picture of a man whose faith was as fragile as the wealth that surrounded him.
Take it all away and see if he still praises your name. Strip him of his wealth, his family, and his health, and watch his faith crumble. The challenge was clear, the stakes unimaginably high. The adversary's eyes gleamed with a dark anticipation, as if he could already see Job's downfall.
And so the stage was set for a test of faith, a trial of unimaginable proportions, a cosmic wager that would test the very core of human devotion. The heavens seemed to hold their breath, the earth itself waiting in silent anticipation for the unfolding drama. This story, one of the oldest and most profound, would echo through the ages, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It would be told and retold, each generation finding new meaning in Job's unwavering faith amidst his trials. God permitted the adversary to test Job, not because he doubted Job's faith, but to prove its depth and to demonstrate the strength of true devotion. It was a divine experiment, a profound exploration of loyalty and trust, a testament to the enduring power of faith, not because he doubted Job's faith, but to prove its depth. It was a divine experiment, a profound exploration of loyalty and trust. The celestial beings watched with a mix of curiosity and concern, knowing that the outcome would have far-reaching implications.
The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job's words echoed with unwavering faith, even as his world crumbled around him. His voice, though filled with sorrow, carried a strength that resonated through the ages.
First came the news of his livestock, wiped out in an instant. His wealth, his livelihood, vanished like smoke in the wind. The messengers came one after another, each bringing tidings more dreadful than the last. Then, a devastating storm claimed the lives of his children. The winds of fate were merciless, leaving Job in a state of profound loss. The cries of his loved ones echoed in his ears, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. Job, overwhelmed with grief, tore his clothes and shaved his head. His heart was heavy with sorrow, yet his faith remained unbroken. In his mourning, he found a strength that defied the depths of his despair. Still, he did not curse God. In his darkest hour, Job's faith shone like a beacon, a light in the overwhelming darkness. His prayers were a testament to his unyielding spirit, a defiance against the forces that sought to break him. The adversary, relentless, struck Job with painful sores. His body was a canvas of suffering, each sore a testament to his trial. The physical pain was excruciating, yet it was the emotional and spiritual agony that truly tested his resolve. He was covered from head to toe, his flesh racked with agony. Every movement brought pain, every breath a reminder of his plight. Yet through it all, Job's spirit remained unbroken, his faith a fortress against the onslaught of suffering.
Curse God and die. The words were harsh, a bitter suggestion from those who could not understand his unwavering faith. They saw only his suffering, unable to comprehend the depth of his devotion.
Shall we accept good from God and not trouble? Job's response was profound, a reflection of his deep understanding of faith and the human condition. His words were a challenge to those who saw faith as a mere transaction, a call to see beyond the surface of suffering.
Job's friends, hearing of his misfortunes, arrived to comfort him. They came with good intentions, hoping to offer solace in his time of need. Their faces were etched with concern, their hearts heavy with the weight of his suffering. But their words, meant to console, only deepened his despair. Their attempts to rationalize his suffering felt like salt in his wounds. They spoke of hidden sins and divine punishment, their voices a chorus of misunderstanding. They accused him of hidden sins, suggesting that his suffering was divine punishment. Their accusations were like daggers, piercing his already wounded soul. Job, in his pain, found himself isolated, his friends' words a barrier rather than a bridge. Job's spirit was tested, his body broken, his mind tormented. He lost his wealth, his children, and his health. Everything he held dear was stripped away, leaving him in a state of utter desolation. His friends, who once admired his prosperity, now questioned his integrity, suggesting that his suffering was a result of some hidden sin. Job, however, knew his heart and maintained his innocence, even as he sat in the ashes of his former life, scraping his sores with a piece of broken pottery. He questioned God, pleaded for answers, and railed against the injustice of his suffering. His cries echoed through the heavens, seeking a reason for his pain. "Why me?" he asked, his voice breaking with the weight of his sorrow. "What have I done to deserve this?" His friends offered no comfort, only accusations and empty words. They insisted that he must have done something wrong, that his suffering was a punishment from God. Yet, he never relinquished his faith. Despite the overwhelming agony, he continued to pray, to seek solace in the divine. He believed that somewhere, somehow, there was a purpose to his pain. His faith was not a blind acceptance but a deep, abiding trust in a higher power. He held on to the hope that his suffering was not in vain, that it would lead to a greater understanding or a deeper connection with the divine. He clung to it, a lifeline in a tempest of despair. His faith was the anchor that kept him from being swept away by the storm of his suffering. Even when everything around him was falling apart, his faith remained steadfast. It was the one thing that could not be taken from him, the one thing that gave him strength to endure. In the darkest moments, when all seemed lost, his faith shone like a beacon, guiding him through the storm. A young man named Elihu, who had been listening intently, stepped forward. He had observed the debates and the anguish, and felt compelled to speak. Elihu was not like Job's other friends. He did not come with accusations or empty platitudes. Instead, he brought a fresh perspective, a new voice that neither condemned nor consoled without reason. He had a deep respect for Job's suffering and a profound understanding of the divine. He challenged the perspectives of both Job and his friends. Elihu brought a fresh voice, a new perspective that neither condemned nor consoled without reason. He spoke with wisdom beyond his years, offering insights that neither Job nor his friends had considered. He suggested that suffering might not be a punishment, but a test, a way to refine and strengthen one's faith. His words were like a breath of fresh air, bringing new hope and understanding to a situation that seemed hopeless.
Remember, God's vastness, His wisdom beyond human comprehension. The universe is vast and our understanding is but a small fragment of the whole. Elihu reminded them that God's ways are higher than our ways and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. He spoke of the majesty of creation, the wonders of the universe, and the infinite wisdom of the Creator. He urged them to trust in God's plan, even when they could not understand it. Suffering might serve a purpose beyond our understanding, a crucible to refine our faith. It is through trials that our true character is revealed and strengthened. Elihu's words resonated deeply with Job. He began to see his suffering in a new light, not as a punishment, but as a test of his faith and resilience. He realized that his suffering could be a way to draw closer to God, to deepen his faith, and to grow in wisdom and understanding.
Elihu's words were a turning point. They offered a new way to view suffering, not as a punishment, but as a test of faith and resilience. Job began to see his suffering as a way to grow closer to God, to deepen his faith, and to become a better person. He realized that his suffering could be a way to refine his character, to strengthen his resolve, and to develop a deeper understanding of the divine. He didn't offer empty platitudes or simplistic answers. Instead, he provided a profound insight into the nature of divine justice and mercy. Elihu spoke of a God who was both just and merciful, whose ways were higher than our own. He reminded them that God's justice is not always immediate, but it is always perfect. He spoke of the mercy of God, who sees beyond our immediate suffering to the greater good that lies ahead. He spoke of a God who was both just and merciful, whose ways were higher than our own. A God who sees beyond our immediate suffering to the greater good that lies ahead. Elihu's words brought comfort and hope to Job. They helped him to see his suffering in a new light, to understand that it was not a punishment, but a test of his faith and resilience. They gave him the strength to endure, the courage to keep going, and the hope that one day, his suffering would lead to a greater good. Finally, out of the whirlwind, the voice of God boomed, resonating through the vast expanse of the desert. It was a voice that carried the weight of the universe, a voice that could not be ignored. He questioned Job not to condemn him, but to open his eyes to the grandeur of creation, to the wonders that lay beyond human comprehension. The questions were profound, touching the very essence of existence and the mysteries of life. He spoke of the Leviathan and the Behemoth, creatures of immense power and mystery, whose very existence was a testament to the boundless creativity and might of the Creator. These beings, with their sheer size and strength, were beyond human control, symbolizing the vastness of God's creation.
"Where were you," God asked Job, "when I laid the foundations of the earth, when the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy?" These questions were not just rhetorical. They were meant to remind Job of the divine orchestration behind the universe.
Job, humbled and awestruck, realized the limitations of his human perspective. He saw that his understanding was but a drop in the ocean of divine wisdom. The realization was profound, shaking him to his core. He had questioned God from a place of pain, but now he saw the vastness of God's creation and the mystery of his ways. The stars, the mountains, the seas, all spoke of a wisdom far beyond his own. Each element of nature was a testament to a higher power, a reminder of the divine hand that crafted the universe. Job repented, not for sins he had committed, but for questioning the one who held all creation in his hands. He understood that his suffering had a place in the grand tapestry of life. His repentance was a deep, heartfelt acknowledgement of his own limitations and the infinite wisdom of God. God, pleased with Job's unwavering faith, restored his fortunes. He blessed him with more than he had lost, a testament to the rewards of steadfast faith and humility. Job's life, once filled with sorrow, was now overflowing with blessings. He blessed him with more children, greater wealth, and a long life. Job's days were filled with joy and prosperity, a reflection of divine favor. His family grew, his wealth multiplied, and his heart was filled with gratitude. But the greatest gift was the restoration of Job's spirit, his faith refined by fire, his understanding deepened by suffering. He emerged stronger, wiser, and more connected to the divine. His journey through pain had led him to a place of profound spiritual enlightenment. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. Your support helps us bring more content that uplifts and enlightens. Thank you for being a part of our community.